Hello, to start our weekly roundup for today, mayoral candidates Eric Adam and Curtis Leva have locked horns over...
Elmo.
Long story, but yes, it happened.
Call Oscar, because I think we're getting a lot of trash talk from this story.
Okay, I'm just going to pretend I didn't hear that. Moving on, City Council District 20 candidate Yu Ching Pai recently posted a rabbit on his campaign page showing his support for improving communities through animal welfare advocacy.
Do you think that it'll be his way to hop into victory? Okay, I'll stop.
Next, we have been receiving anonymous tips about doppelgangers being spotted from almost every candidate in the election simulation. Here are some photos we got.
I don't see the resemblance. Whoever photoshopped this needs to be fired ASAP.
Actually, I think he looks more like him.
Finally, live from room 515, this is HNL, Harris Night Live. But first, a quick commercial break.
Vote. Vote Julie, she's the one. Vote Julie, she's the one. Vote Julie, she's the best candidate on the block.
We apologize for the technical difficulties. We hope that you were spared from seeing our other show.
Yeah, there's a reason why that was canceled.
Anyway, we have a packed show ahead today. We will be visiting candidates on the campaign trail, hosting a game show with interest groups, and watching interviews with various candidates and constituents.
So, what's the focus again this week?
The economy and education.
Right.
So on the economy side of things, we will be covering policies concerning aid for small businesses, pandemic relief, job opportunities, and renewable energy.
And for education, we will touch upon school diversity, summer programs, and the recent citywide school reopenings.
And now to our field crews who are following candidates on their campaign trails.
Hi guys, it's Emily and I'm here with Marvin Jeffcoat during week 2 of the election. What are your policies to improve New York State education?
Well, I support charter schools, vouchers, and homeschooling in order to increase the variety of education that can be provided to our youth.
What do you think is the most important problem with our economy and why?
The problem with our economy is that we aren't benefiting the taxpayers. We need to attract big businesses into areas already zoned for commercial and industrial use by lowering corporate tax rates. Having big businesses in our district will improve job growth and help our working class, thus improving the economy.
So, I am also very involved in the community. I volunteer for Astoria, Sunnyside, Woodside, and Long Island City. In these communities, I help by picking up trash, and I also help reform the communities by helping with my knowledge of technology to implement free Wi-Fi into these communities. I am very involved in these communities, unlike my opponent Marvin Jeffcoat, who does not really care and doesn't get involved as much as I. Show you care, you have to get involved. Come November 1st, make sure to vote Julie. She's the one. So I'm hoping
Hung up on the election?
We, as the American society, are always in the front line for social justice.
It's what we do.
We organize.
Make phone calls.
Run for office.
We stand up to
Systemic racism.
Fight for healthcare.
And justice.
For all.
All of our citizens.
use our power.
Our right.
Our responsibility.
People of our city, let's vote.
It's your turn to make your vote count.
Let's vote.
For Eric Adams.
Hi, this is Samara reporting live from Towson Harris. With me is Democratic candidate Eric Adams. This week we'll be focusing on economy and education. Our first question is, why do you want to give homeless students priority in schools?
I wanted to give homeless students priority in schools because I don't want them to have the same experience as I had when I was younger, because I had a single mother who did a lot of chores and worked very hard, and we barely had any education. I don't want anybody to have any pain of being in a low economy housing, and have the city help them with their education.
What are some of your plans for public schools?
Some of my plans for public schools is that the corona pandemic is very severe right now, and I believe that everyone shall feel safe, and the vaccination should be mandated, and that shall like feel safe to go to the schools. If you're not vaccinated, I don't feel like you should go to school because I don't want anybody to like be risking their lives for anyone.
And lastly, how do you plan on supporting small businesses and their employees through taxes?
My plans for supporting small businesses and higher taxes by taxing the rich and helping the low-income families by getting their funds for schools, economy, and all sorts. And for small businesses, I feel like we can help them with recognition with the city funding, with the taxes that we get from the rich, and help them like recover from the coronavirus.
Thank you. Do you have any further thoughts?
Remember to go blue on election day.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for District 23's City Council candidates. Let's go!
Hi everyone! Today I'm here to talk about me and my candidacy. I first-handedly see the problems. Property taxes are rising without us getting anything in return. Our infrastructure is a mess, and small businesses are struggling to stay open. These problems require decisive and real leadership, which I can provide. I can assure you if I am elected, I will do my best to benefit my voters. You can see for education, I plan on expanding after-school programs and extracurricular courses, as well as extending the gifted and talented. I also believe in improving school standards across New York City in order to balance the economic inequality, the educational inequality. In addition, I agree on protecting the SHSAT because I believe it provides the opportunity for gifted students to get a higher education. Moving on to economy, I believe that economic growth and opportunity will help close the economic gap. And I will do this by supporting small businesses. But to support small businesses, I will try to remove the ticketing and fines that put these businesses at risk. In addition, I support unionization effort and collective bargaining. All right, thank you so much. Remember, vote the lead for NYC.
Good evening, good sir. Do you know where Mr. Adams resides?
Yeah, I heard he lives down that way.
You have a wonderful day. Thank you.
You too.
Good evening, Mr. Herbert. Do you know where Mr. Adams has been over the past few weeks?
Good evening, Mr. Sliwa. No, actually, in fact, I haven't. In fact, I haven't seen him for the past 6 months.
Goodness me, 6 months!
Yes, sir.
Unbelievable. Well, thank you for telling me. You have a wonderful day.
You too, Sliwa.
Who's that?
Get here quick. You're going to need a boat.
Yeah, I know where he is.
Stay tuned to find out who the mysterious caller is and where Sliwa has traveled to find Eric Adams.
Hi, I'm Lola Aguda reporting live from the Townsend Harris Courtyard with Curtis Lewa. You say that our education system has failed to provide our children with an equal opportunity to succeed, even with the $38 billion allocated to the Department of Education annually. So how do you plan on improving it?
Now, to me, education is something that's extremely important, and like you mentioned, the $38 billion, it's not allocated properly and the funds aren't being used correctly. So the way I view it is that these funds should be used to give students the correct tools and resources that they need to pursue their educational passions and their passions when it comes to careers. Now, one thing that's very important and is lacking in New York City is very behind on actually, is STEM. So STEM is the future, okay? And there's a lot of careers that are opening up in the STEM field. And New York City doesn't have the resources that it needs to provide their children with proper STEM education. And that's why I want to reallocate some of this funding to make sure that they have the right supplies and resources, teaching that they need for this. Another thing that I wanted to mention about the $38 billion funding that we have that's not being used correctly is a lot of it's going to New York City Department of Education bureaucrats, which the city has over 100 of and are making anywhere between $125,000 and $220,000 a year, okay? Now these bureaucrats haven't been teachers, they don't know what it's like to teach, and they can't give proper information to the students and to the schools. So by taking some of this funding away from these bureaucrats who aren't really helping the students, we can reallocate it to what the students really need. Is I want to give more freedom to the teachers themselves to teach how they want to teach and to teach what they know is proven to help the students. So the bureaucrats are responsible for the curricula, and it shouldn't be that way because they've never been teachers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm your host Leanne, and today we're going to be playing rock, paper, scissors with the interest groups. Let's see who will win.
We are Planned Parenthood, a nonprofit organization that helps people receive equitable access to safe reproductive and sexual health.
We provide resources and opportunities for people of all ages, gender, and race.
We strive to ensure that people have access to STD testing, contraceptives, and general medical health care.
Hey everyone, my name is Arjun and I am a representative of Make the Road New York. We are a minority outreach group and we fight for the rights of people who face discrimination. We seek change in areas such as housing, immigration, policing, and criminal justice, many other issues that plague people, and we are here to make sure that their voices are heard.
Well, first up, we have our interest groups, Planned Parenthood and Make the Road. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, ready? Rock, paper, scissors, say, shoot. Alright, so Planned Parenthood lost, so you're going to have to be answering the question.
Okay.
So the question is, how will you support mothers in their economic stability?
So Planned Parenthood strives to provide a various number of healthcare services for them, like prenatal health care and also contraceptives, and as time goes along, if they decide to change their mind, that's also something we provide. But we try to also reach people of all economic backgrounds, so we try to work with as many insurance companies as possible, and we try to keep our prices as low as possible with the amount of funding that we are allocated.
Hi everyone, I'm here as a representative of Black Lives Matter. We are advocating for better treatment of Black lives in America at the hands of systemic racism and police brutality. Our movement started in 2013 with only 3 women, Alicia Garza, Patrisse Cullors, and Opie Tometi. It has now transformed into a countrywide movement as civilians stormed the street to demand justice for the tragic death of George Floyd last year. To this day, we are still working on demanding better social justice and making our country a better environment.
Hi everyone, I'm Chris Sedawan from the Working Families Party. We're a labor-aligned organization that's separate from the bipartisan system. We strive and we hope for a better and more equal America that fights for the equality, the freedom, and the rights of everybody. We also hope to deconstruct the corruption inflicted upon us by the rich and the wealthy politicians. So basically, less power to the rich, more power to the working class. There we go.
Our next group is Black Lives Matter and Working Families Party. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Rock, paper, scissors, say, shoot. Have a tie. Let's do it again. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, say, shoot. Black Lives Matter lost this round. Your question is, who do you endorse and why?
We endorse Eric Adams because he supports the ideals and the goals that we're going for a better America in the future.
Thank you.
Hello, we're the Asian American Legal Defense and Education Fund, and our main mission is to address the local and national civil rights of Asian Americans.
Hi, we are part of the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, and we are an organization dedicated to maintaining one of our most fundamental rights, the right to bear arms.
The United Federation of Teachers, also known as the UFT, is a union of nearly 200,000 educational professionals. We aim to support our profession, our students, and our community as a whole. By investing in the future of our future generation, we can support New York City.
And now we have our last and final group. Please introduce yourselves.
We're the UFT.
I'm part of the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association.
And hi, I'm the Asian American Legal Defense and Education Fund.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Rock, paper, scissors, say, shoot. Oh, jeez. So it seems to me that we have a draw, so I'm just going to ask everyone questions. Fun. Okay. So, you first. What are economic implications of firearms in New York City?
Well, in terms of the economics, the firearm industry is actually a multi-billionaire industry, so supporting it will in turn help the economy.
Thank you. And to our next group. What needs to be improved in New York public education?
So in New York public education, we need to provide more funding for our public schools, like proper resources for our students in order to properly learn. And also we need to provide teachers with the proper resources to fund these students in their learning.
Lastly, what is your group's stance on education?
The AALDF, we definitely advocate for educational equity, and that goes from a wide range of priority areas such as language access, school integration, and fighting against racial profiling and anti-Asian harassment.
and we have worked with community groups to achieve this, and we've even set legal precedents in regards to the anti-Asian, fighting against anti-Asian harassment.
Thank you guys for tuning into TNN.
Hi, this is Michelle reporting live from Townsend Harris with
Jordan Jones.
and today we'll be asking them some questions regarding New York City's education and economy. So, if you guys had to guess, how many dollars in debt do you think New York City is?
I think we 10 million.
Actually, you guys are both pretty off. It's 125 billion at the end of 2020, so that's quite a lot of money. How do you think New York City should spend their money?
I think they spend like ethically to put it into the schools, I guess.
I would agree. I think that funding underfunded communities and helping them, I think that there is a system in place right now that needs to be abolished with how lower income communities are more supported with the resources they need to become higher.
Yes, I completely 100% agree with that. So regarding like homelessness and jobs, how many jobs do you think the United States has lost around the pandemic?
Somewhere in the millions.
And how about you?
Somewhere in the millions too, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually around 20 million jobs that have been lost, so that's quite a lot. And obviously with jobs being lost, there's also going to be the issue of homelessness. So what percentage of New York City students do you think are actually homeless?
Students?
Yes, students.
8%.
And how about you?
10%.
You're actually, both of you guys are pretty close. Approximately 10% of elementary age students are homeless and 7% of middle school and high school students are homeless. So thank you guys for participating in our game.
Good God, I'm so glad we're done.
Oh geez, that was a chaotic week.
So true, dog.
At least we're already halfway through.
Next week on TNN, we will be focusing on our city's very own transportation and housing. Until then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching today's show.
Don't forget to register to vote.
Bye.